Crochet is a cozy, wonderful hobby. But what do you do when it's 95 degrees outside and you only have window units in your house? Well, that's been my dilemma for the past couple of days since the heat wave has hit here. I'm on the East Coast, and today's been probably the worst. My AC is cranking over here, and this is probably the coolest room in my house. So obviously something of this nature is not going to be cutting it for, I wanted to redo this, but this is probably going to be a fall project before I even get working on it, because, as this thing gets bigger, it's going to be getting hot on my lap. The utterly disastrous Afghan that I was working on for the June challenge would be simple. I mean, they're granny squares, and that's something you could do when it's 100 degrees outside. You're working granny squares and you're only working one at a time, so just save the actual sewing them together until you get to a cooler time of the year. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick with my little critters that I make, because they're not, you're not putting them on your lap, and you're not working with them as like heavy yarns. So one of the projects I'm going to be doing, and it's also still part of my stash busting, is that I'm going to be finding all of my chenille yarn, which I have down here, to do a unicorn. It's a tester pattern for Crochet by Jenna. So I think she probably used Parfait Chunky. I don't have any Parfait Chunky, so I'm going to be using this Dollar Tree yarn. And the good thing about it is I'm also stash busting. So even though weather isn't cooperating, my stash busting's doing pretty well so far. The other thing that's going to be part of probably the next couple of days, as I've got a special project that I'm working on. I am making something specifically making a character that I want to share with everyone. Actually, I'm making two separate characters, and if I get either one of them done before the end of the month, that will be something I will share. Those are both acrylic yarns. Actually, no, one's acrylic yarn and one's acrylic yarn and some fuzzy yarn, and the other one is cotton yarn. And it's the cotton yarn that I was using for crackers here, and it's the Hobby Lobby. I love this cotton, and I have to tell you, working with that is fantastic in hot weather, because you're not dealing with that heaviness like that acrylic there. So since cotton yarn tends to be a more summery thing, and the yarns I'm working with that I have that are cotton are these nicer yarns. Like, I love this cotton yarn, and the KC yarn from that was made by Joann's. They're softer, almost like silk. I don't have any of those silk blend yarns, but those would be nice also for summer. I'm thinking about cracking open that pamphlet that I bought from 1972 at the thrift store that I did about a month ago, and doing a couple of the patterns in that, because I would be using the cotton yarn in that situation. So I think it may be cotton yarn for the foreseeable future. Now in July, I am going to do Harry Potter themes, because I am a big Potterhead. And at the end of July, if you're a fan, you know that that's Harry's birthday. So I want to spend a lot of June making Harry Potter related items. So two of the things I will be making in July will be from this book. And I'm making Luna, and I'm making another thing. I'm not going to tell you which one it is, but the Luna at least is cotton yarn. So I will definitely be wanting to use her as a cotton yarn, because it'll be all cotton yarn. The other one might not be as fun to work, but I'm going to try that. So if you're interested, stay tuned for this is a good reason to subscribe to the channel, because in July I will be doing quite a few Harry Potter related things if you're a Harry Potter fan. And I will also hopefully be launching a character of my very own, not related to Harry Potter, but kind of maybe, I'll give you a hint, it would be in the same part of the world as Harry Potter. So stay tuned. And let's see how we finish. If we can finish June strong, even if it's hot, by not buying any yarn, because I've got plenty of cotton yarn and I've got plenty of cotton yarn patterns to work, and finish June strong and get busy on July, thinking about that heat. So let me know, what do you do with the cozy craft when it's 95 degrees? Do you switch yarn types? Do you switch projects? Do you switch what you do, or do you just give up and not do anything until the weather breaks? I'm not going to let the weather break me. I'm going to keep going. That's why I'm going to switch up and use some different weight yarns. So let me know, and I will see you next time.